What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at the haul we got from yesterday's RetroMania, New Braunfels, Texas. So without further ado, definitely welcome back, and let's get this show on the road. Know what I'm saying? All right. So definitely want to start off this video strong with the first thing that I was mainly looking for at the toy show. Um, it's the Build-A-Figure Lizard, I believe, let's see, from 2018? 2017, I'm so sorry. This guy has been like the holy grail that I've been looking for my Spider-Man collection, because Lizard is my favorite Spider-Man villain ever since I was a kid, just because how awesome he looks. And also, when I was a kid, I mean, I still to this day love dinosaurs. But, I mean, look at him. This figure was so amazing. And I know the Amazon pre-order did stop, I believe, in December for the new one, like the Todd McFarlane looking Lizard. So I'm definitely going to see how that comes out compared to this one when it comes out. But this guy definitely was my other figure that I was looking for this year. I'm going to shout out Bat City Toys for this one. They had him for about 100, and thankfully the guy was nice enough running the booth, gave it to me for 80. So thanks, my dude, if you're watching. Much appreciated, much appreciated. And we're going to go to the Wolverine 2-pack with, it's like the first appearance of Psylocke, and then Wolverine. I'm not the biggest fan on this look for Wolverine. I believe I had this comic book at one point, or I think I still do. I don't have this one, but I had this one. But I did not have Logan in this outfit in my collection. So for $25, you know, it's not terrible. Wish the guy took 20, but it is what it is. I know that they were popping up at Ross for like 12 or 13 bucks, and unfortunately, I wasn't fast enough to hop on that train, but still a pretty good pickup, And then, for sure, this Wolverine. My dude, if you're watching this, I know you didn't want to go by any names, but much appreciated. This Wolverine I've wanted for so long. I have, let me see here. Also, I do apologize if I sound a little stuffed up. I am a little sick with the allergies, but hopefully I'll be better soon. I have this Wolverine. It's a little dusty, but I had this Wolverine since I was a kid. So to actually finally have this one, that's awesome. Because again, you could look at this figure, and again, you could see that it's like a repaint, or I think this was like one of the first ones where you could see that it was more of a repaint. Or this is the first figure, and they just repainted figures later on. Like him. Let me see here. Yeah, because if we look at this, it's the same mold, same figure, same claws and everything. You see that? So yeah, this is probably definitely the same mold as this one. But I really love this, especially with the Wendigo head. I think it goes hand in hand with it, just because, I mean, you could just make it look like he just cut off Wendigo's head. So I think that's freaking perfect. I think that's freaking perfect. I had the Nightcrawler at one point as well, and I know it's still like a pretty price tag, but ever since the X-Men 97 one came out, I love that one way more. Nightcrawler is definitely my second favorite Marvel legend, or my Marvel character. Marvel hero, whatever. I don't know what I'm even saying anymore. And then I know somebody in the comments said that I didn't have it, and I actually found it. And I was so happy that I did find it, because this guy does look really cool. This looks really cool. I also especially love the little detail. It does like his beard right here in the middle of his mask. That's pretty cool. But also from the same vendor, I got this figure right here. I'm trying to remember, what was her name? Omega Sentinel. That's right, Omega Sentinel. So I got these two figures from Nags. So I appreciate you very much. Shout out Nags. I remember the guy who was with the booth with his girlfriend or wife. I was asking like, how did you get that name? He goes, well, whenever our kids were with us and we went to garage sales, it's not another garage sale. So that's how they got that. So I thought that was really hilarious. But they did a really good deal. The Wolverine was 20 and the Omega Sentinel, she did 15 for me. And then funny enough about this figure as well, I saw another booth and he had it for 55. I mean, like, no disrespect, but I know this figure's like not like sought after or anything like crazy. And he said the lowest he would go would be 50. And then he was like, what are you gonna offer me? And I was like, oh, maybe 30, maybe 35 with pushing it, but he goes, no, I'll stay at 45 the lowest. And I was like, I'm good, man. So I'm glad I waited because sure enough, like I think 10-15 minutes later, I find Nag's booth and she was selling it for $20. So thank you so much again, ma'am. Really appreciate this. It's going to go in my Wolverine collection. Now we're going to get on to the bigger stuff. So I didn't have this Wolverine because I just wasn't the biggest fan of it. But Age of Apocalypse Wolverine, I mean, his design is really cool. Not the biggest fan of the hair. I'm not the biggest fan of that either, but, it looks weird, but it's Logan. So, gotta have it. Thankfully, he did come with his other accessory, and they sold it to me for $10. Same thing with this Black Widow. I mainly wanted this Black Widow purely for the effects. I even tried asking the guy, I was like, would you sell the effects by themselves? And he goes, no. And I was like, I understand. So, I mean, $20 for a Marvel Legends figure plus effects, I don't really think, you can go wrong with that. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen some of it in the new shorts that I've been posting. I love those effects. And Natasha's like a good collection, or a good piece to my collection. Not too crazy about the figure. Mainly just bought it, like I said, for the effects. But I can definitely try to see what I can do with her. For sure. And then her effects. This huge blast. This huge explosion. Another one. I don't know what these go to. That's the only thing. If y'all know, can y'all like drop it in the comment section below, because I don't know where they go. I mean, I can still stand them up and everything, but yeah, I was just like, what? And then like the shots for like guns or whatever. I can even use this for like underneath like the Sentinel's foot as well. So I thought that was really cool. And then we move on to the Kree Sentinel, which it is a Build-A-Figure. Was really cool that the guy had it there at the booth. It mainly started because this guy at another booth that I bought from, he was selling these Build-A-Figure pieces for $5, and he was nice enough to give them to me for $7 or $8. So if you're watching, man, shout out to you. But this Kree Sentinel was amazing. I went back to the same booth that I went to get the Age of Apocalypse and the Black Widow figure. And I was like, hey man, do you have any Build-A-Figure pieces? He goes, no, but I got Build-A-Figures. And I was like, well, I'm kind of looking for this one. It's a Sentinel. And he made me laugh because he goes, that one's like super common and I know no one ever asked for it. So I probably didn't bring it. And sure enough, he had it there and he goes, oh, well, I'm glad I brought it. So I was like, yeah, we got another Sentinel to add to the little collection. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I really like it, especially because I can use these pieces extra for like diorama and displays, like I've been doing in the shorts. So I really love the extra pieces, anyways, and this kind of inspires me to build another one, you know. But I know they're not too expensive, and I know he told me about that too, that they're very common. So probably will look for another one for these. And I definitely want to shout out Austin ATX Toy Exchange. That's their information right there. You, my dude, you helped me out a lot with these figures. He was doing a great deal on the X-Men 97 Sentinel. And unfortunately, I passed up on it for now. But I'm not going to lie to you, my dude, I may be back for that, just to have a second Sentinel in my collection. So I appreciate your time, man. Okay, and this guy, he wasn't from the toy show, just like the Wolverine. But I really wanted this figure for a hot minute. I remember going to my local toy shop and seeing him, that he got traded in. And dude, like it's Bastion. So how could I not want him? However, I didn't realize how expensive he was because they had him for like $75. And I was like, oh, well, maybe it was just like, you know, maybe it was like a one-time thing, which it was. However, the only way you can get this figure if you got that, what was it, the HasLab Sentinel? And it came with this figure, and I believe another Omega Sentinel as well in that box. So that's the only way you could have actually gotten this figure. So I was like, oh, that makes me want it even more. And especially with the whole Sentinels that I've gotten, from the 97 one over there to the Kree Sentinel right here to the Omega Sentinel right here, I was just like, I kind of have to get it, you know. This figure is freaking awesome. I rewatched 97 a couple days ago, and I was like, I don't need the figure. And then I watched it again, and I was like, I need the figure. So I like that it comes with, of course, like his head design that we're all accustomed to, even in the comics, but also the other head sculpt is amazing. Look at that. So, like, if you guys don't know, Bastion is a hybrid human with, oh, shout out, Larry, barking back there. He is a mutant that can talk to, or can hear, electronics. So that's a really cool, like a telekinesis, but just for electronics. So I thought that was really, really cool. And they had introduced his character in 97 again to be a villain. So I definitely had to get this and add it to my collection. But yeah, guys, so that is my little haul that I had gotten. Definitely let me know your favorite toy that I had gotten this past weekend in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the little Wolverine collection that I'm going to have to update right now. And yeah, without anything else left to say, that's game, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys!